Hello, welcome to A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Garden. I'm Anne. Tom is once again at work on a Saturday, but we do have a special guest. This is my middle child, Jess. We are going to do several things in the garden today. The first that I'm most excited about is that I have a bunch of ripe tomatoes.
Yes.
I've eaten 2 so far. They have been delicious. They've been perfect texture. Oh, this is a big one. I'm so excited. We do have plenty of, look at all these jalapenos down here. There are so many jalapenos. But the main thing that I want to do today, before it starts raining tonight and all the rest of the weekend, we have potatoes that are 90% dead. We're going to pull up the potatoes and we're just going to dig them up and we're going to see what we find. We're probably also going to take down the cherry tomato plant because it's kind of floppy and done. We also have to thin the carrots and the beets. Look at how these have taken off. This is a huge amount of beets and that's too small of a space. The fun thing we're gonna do first is we're gonna dig through these potatoes and find out what happened. Oh, look at that, look at that. We got little, that is a weird potato. Oh my God, guys, look at this potato. Look at this, it looks like a ginger root. So let's display this properly. From all angles, look at that. It looks seriously like I planted ginger rather than potatoes.
Right.
And then we have a little look at this teeny baby thing.
Oh.
Look at that. That almost like, should we just like plant that for next year? We got a bunch of little ones. I wonder if potatoes can be planted a little sooner than what I did. I kind of planted based on my first weekend off after our last frost date. That's kind of been my plan, is to do this one time with the little bit of knowledge that I have learned from being on YouTube and watching homesteaders. We're getting little ones. So like, we can cut these up and roast these. I almost want to leave the little teeny ones in and see what happens next year. Oh yeah, see? That's a decent size. But I think, honestly, we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna leave the little teeny ones in once I get it properly tossed here. Gonna just kind of spread out these little ones, and I'm gonna see what happens. It'll be kind of an experiment. That's not bad for one bag, right? Toss these about. Oh, there's things crawling out of my dirt. I have a little ecosystem going on here. We'll just do what we did before. The ones that look a little nicer, I think I'll keep and chop up to roast, but the ones like that with like lots of bumps on them, I figure that's already starting on its way to next year's plants, so I'm gonna keep those in the ground here. Look at this one. It's like fully a whole little bulb growing on top of that potato.
That's so funny.
Super excited for our little first time mini harvest. And that was harvesting potatoes. Here's what we got. I got a 6-quart bowl and it's about 3/4 full of potatoes. So that's pretty cool. Now we're gonna go over here and we're gonna clip our jalapenos. It's supposed to rain here for the next couple days, so I'm gonna make chili and we're gonna use my jalapenos, which is very exciting for me. I do still have some that are kind of smallish, so I'm gonna leave those. We'll probably get one more harvest in before the season ends. While I'm down here, I'm gonna trim up this blueberry bush. We're gonna leave it over the winter, see what happens. It didn't get very big or do much this year. Before it starts to snow, I will amend this a little bit, put some sort of fertilizer on it for the winter. Now we get my reward, which is to get some of these tomatoes. Look at that beautiful tomato. And it's gonna have the taste and texture of a real tomato, not that mealy, gross texture and faint, watery taste that's like just tomato water from the store. Oh, these are, yeah, I only get to take 3 in, but that's okay. I've got plenty more to come. I do need to come get some more basil at some point, but I still have basil on like the one space I have to dry it. And then I am going to work on thinning out these beets. This is my first attempt at a fall crop ever. Never tried anything like this before. But we're gonna see if it works. But what we did is we just kind of scattered the beet seeds in there Now we've let them grow for several weeks, but now there's too many in this small space. And if you'll recall from that video, they are the cylindrical ones. So they look more like a carrot, but they're a beet. So we want to make sure they have plenty of room to get bigger, because as you're seeing, I'm getting harvests, but it's kind of small. See, this one is like really small and a bit stunted. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pinch that off rather than pull it up, because apparently pulling these up can disturb the ones next to it. Oh, look, me pinching it off, I'm getting the beet stain. We're going to call that good. I know it still looks a bit of a mess, and we're going to move on to, we're going to get rid of the tomatoes before we thin the carrots, because the tomatoes are kind of flopped over on the carrots. We're going to take this out. Now I'm going to see if I can just pull it up. Nope. Come on. The fact that this is so still pretty, it's not wet, but it's still damp, you know, moist. This tells me that my method that I borrowed from Ann of All Trades, Ann of All Trades method of putting wood in the bottom and then covering it with soil and mulch, I didn't hardly have to do any watering this year. I successfully grew all this, and I maybe watered 1 or 2 of the bags a few times, like thoroughly, like other than like putting a little bit of water on when I put in some fertilizer to like get it into the soil. I really didn't, I watered them 1 time. This is crazy. It worked so well, and I'm super happy with this. So we need to thin out these carrots so that they can actually become full, real carrots. And when I find 2 close together, I'm just trying to pull out the one that seems weaker, smaller. My plan for these carrots, if they work out and are of any kind of decent size, is to ferment them. We got some organic carrots from the store one time, and I tried fermenting, and I actually really liked them. I used some fresh dill and garlic, and I need more fermented foods. As I get older, I really need the fermented foods to help my gut health. All right, so we've got carrots done, we got our tomato pulled out, we got 2 bags of potatoes harvested, and we got our beets thinned out, we got a few tomatoes, we got some jalapenos, and we trimmed down our blueberry. So we got everything accomplished today. Thanks for coming along with us today while we did these garden chores. Hopefully you learned a little something, and I'd like to thank Jessina for her help today. Thank you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. We really appreciate you. You watching and liking and sharing, all of that is going to help make our dreams come true. So we genuinely appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye.